Let me read to you a passage from the 16th chapter of St. Mark's Gospel, verses 15 to 18. It's the Gospel for the feast of the conversion of St. Paul the Apostle on January the 25th. St. Mark writes, Jesus said to them, "Go into all the world and preach the good news to all creation. Whoever believes and is baptized will be saved, but whoever does not believe will be condemned. And these signs will accompany those who believe. In my name they will drive out demons. They will speak in new tongues. They will pick up snakes with their hands, and when they drink deadly poison, it will not hurt them at all. They will place their hands on sick people, and they will get well." That's from Mark chapter 16, verses 15 to 18. As we think of that passage, let's think of Paul, St. Paul the missionary. You know, there are certain persons who have an axe to grind against the efforts of the church of our day to engage with the modern world. They see profoundly ambiguous tendencies of a liberal nature in the decrees, say, of the Second Vatican Council. Some such persons claim that John Henry Newman, who was beatified by Pope Benedict in September 2010, was, in his Catholic period, the epitome of a beguiling and subtle liberalism in religion that made of him a father of the Church's modern liberalism as they think it to be. The claim is ridiculous, but there is no doubt that Newman projected a very different image after his conversion to the Catholic faith than he had before it. Now I give this example of Newman as an introduction to another instance of great change, that of St. Paul. Compare the image of Saul of Tarsus prior to his conversion on the way to Damascus, as portrayed in the Acts of the Apostles and in certain passages of his own letters, with his image after it. So striking was this difference that it has entered into common language as synonymous with dramatic change. We refer to a Damascus event or a Damascus change as meaning a remarkable change of course in life, or a remarkable change in mindset and attitude. It is, of course, one of the most famous conversions of all time, that of St. Paul. There is the conversion of Buddha to his way of enlightenment. There is the conversion of Muhammad following on his sense of having received a divine revelation, and there are others. That of St. Paul is among them in terms of significance for the history of the world. There are some historians of early Christianity who have even gone to the strange excess of thinking that it was really Paul who founded what became Christianity. He it was, they opine, they think, whose radical rethinking of the Christian movement became the foundation of the Christianity that we know today. Jesus of Nazareth but started the movement. It was Paul who made of it the religion that it now is. That is fantasy, but it bears witness to the power of his conversion and the immense change it wrought in him. And of course this was due to the grace of Christ. The change which was involved in this singular conversion was many-faceted, and at its heart was Paul's alteration from being one who hated Jesus Christ as an enemy of the true religion to the one who ardently loved him as the fulfillment of the true religion. Christ was discovered to be the fullness of God's revelation, the image of the unseen God, and the one to whom the Scriptures bore witness. That much is plain. What enabled Paul to respond to the grace so dramatically given to him was that, well, he had been a man of conscience. He had been striving to do what, according to his mistaken lights, he thought was the divine will. He had conscientiously believed that Christ was a usurper in religion, and that those following him were dangerous dupes who were undermining the religion revealed to their forefathers. It had to be rooted out tooth and nail. But once the divine will was revealed to him, with the aid of Christ's grace he changed accordingly. However, intimately associated with this key element in the conversion of Paul that was the person of Jesus was another great change. Paul became the iconic Christian missionary. His life became that of one on mission. We might describe the life of Saul of Tarsus prior to his conversion as being an intense effort to preserve the revealed religion of the children of Israel. It was a conserving endeavour, especially in the face of threats. He hammered ruthlessly those who were spreading the new way. But once he became enamoured of Jesus Christ, the thrust of his life took a radically different direction. As Christ said of Saul in a vision to Ananias, "He is a chosen vessel for me to bring my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel, and I will show him many things he must suffer for my name's sake." Acts chapter 9. Christ made of him an essentially missionary person. This, we might say, is especially the lesson of today's feast, the conversion of St. Paul the Apostle. Christ wishes his disciples to be his missionaries. This was the most notable difference between Judaism and Christianity when the new religion appeared. The disciple of Christ is called by him to be a missionary of his name, assisting in making disciples of all the nations. It is the formal teaching of the Second Vatican Council that all the baptized are called by God to strive for personal holiness, which consists in union with Jesus Christ. It also teaches that precisely because of this union with Jesus Christ, begun at baptism and nourished by the other sacraments and by personal endeavour, each disciple of Christ is called to a share in his mission. At his conversion, St. Paul discovered Jesus Christ, and his heart was won for him. Subsequently receiving the gift of the Spirit by the ministry of the Church, he gave his life to the propagation of the name of Jesus. St. Paul is a sign for all of us. Let us carry the banner in similar manner, each according to his circumstances and vocation, bearing witness to Jesus Christ in the world of our daily life.